Oh my goodness. I just realized that I was, hold on. That I was muted on there, so you guys didn't hear anything. Thank you so much for letting me know. I appreciate it. You can hear me now? Ty, can you let me know? Okay, awesome. Thank you so much. All right, let's go back. So I was saying, welcome to the masterclass, and I think you'll get a lot out of it if you give yourself the time you deserve to be fully present. Turn your phone off, close your email and other computer apps, and be here now. This time is for you. And make sure to stay tuned until the end, because I'll have a special gift for those of you who stick around. And is this you? You've tried to lose weight and regain energy before and it failed? If so, I can identify, because that used to be me. Is this you? You're sick and tired of feeling sick and tired, but you don't know what to do about it? Or maybe this is you. You feel helpless and hopeless to ever lose weight, have great energy, and live the life that you deserve. If so, then you are in the right place. You've tried the diet and exercise route, and you know that it just doesn't work. You're in the right place if you intuitively know that there are imbalances in your body preventing you from losing weight and having great energy. And you are in the right place if you are ready to receive the knowledge, tools, and support that you need to get where you want to go. So the truth is, there are 3 real weight loss fears. So first, I want to take a poll. How many programs have you used to try to lose weight before? I know that most weight loss programs don't promise that they're going to increase your energy, and some actually decrease your energy. But I want to just get an idea of how many programs you've tried. Maybe it's Weight Watchers, Jenny Craig, Nutrisystem, Phenermine, the grapefruit diet, the cottage cheese diet, fasting. There's so many different ways that we try to lose weight, whatever the latest, paleo or whatever it is. I think the most I've come across is over 6. And I see that a couple of you actually have that. So I'm going to end the poll and share it. So we've got 3, 5, and 6. Couple people with 3, one person with 5, couple with 6. So you can see that. So we've been there, done that. And if you're here for a reason. The truth is, there are 3 real weight loss fears, and see if you identify with any of these. What if I fail again? I know that a lot of people get to the point where they don't even want to try because they're demoralized by the amount of times that they've tried. The truth is, what if I never lose the weight and regain energy and I'm overweight and tired for the rest of my life? That was my biggest fear before I finally figured out how to take care of this. The truth is, I have no idea how to successfully lose weight and regain my energy, and don't trust that anyone else knows either. That's a huge one. There's so many people out there who don't necessarily have the qualifications to be speaking to how to lose weight, but they do, and there can become a lot of mistrust about it. And the biggest fear, I think, is I'm afraid it will never happen for me. So I'm just curious where you are with your fears. So I've lost another poll. Are you afraid you'll never find the way? Or no? Do you know you'll be successful when you find the way? Or you're not sure you think you can succeed if you find the truth? Where are you on there? Wow. Okay. Wow, that's really sobering. So the majority of people said that they are afraid they will never find the way. Well, I'm glad that you made it here to me because I know the way and I'm going to show you the way so you don't have to be afraid of that anymore. All right, so that's where you are, but we're going to move you forward. So let me just tell you a little bit about me. Some of you who are on the call, I recognize your names. So you know me, you may be familiar with my story, but for those of you who don't know me and aren't familiar, I just want to tell you a little bit about me. So I'm a board certified OBGYN. I've been board certified for over 20 years. And when I practiced OBGYN from the outside, I looked really successful. I had a huge practice with 9,000 square feet and 4 doctors and 30 employees. And I lived in a gated community and drove fancy cars and went on wonderful vacations. And my kids went to private school and people thought I had it all, except that you could look at me and see from the outside that I didn't, because I weighed over 240 pounds. And I was very unhappy. So not only did I have a weight problem, but I also had fibromyalgia, which is pain all over the body. I had chronic fatigue where I slept most of the time. My hair was falling out. I had depression and anxiety. I had no sex drive. So really all over my body, I was suffering, and all my life consisted of was working and sleeping, really. So I was living my life and going through the motions and taking up space on the planet, but I wasn't really living. I was breathing and my heart was beating, but I wasn't living. I wasn't living a good human existence that we come here to live. And I had tried everything I knew as a board certified OBGYN to figure out what was wrong with me and fix it, and would go to my internist and I'd say, something's got to be wrong. And she would run tests and she'd say, no, Karen, your tests are fine. Everything's fine. And I started to believe that I was crazy, because all my tests are fine and my labs are fine, but I'm so obviously not fine. There's something very wrong with me. What is wrong with me and what do I need to do? And the last time I went to her, I think she had checked my thyroid at least 10 times. And finally she just said, listen, Karen, there's nothing wrong with you. Just go home. And I really got to the point where I was desperate and hopeless and helpless. And I thought, if this is what life is going to be, I don't even think I want to live it. And I had resigned myself to being sick, tired, overweight, unhealthy the rest of my life. And then a patient who I had known for years, and I had been working with her. She was in the perimenopause, right? That stage between normal, regular periods and no periods, where I was. And I had been trying my standard OBGYN treatments, which is birth control pills. And, oh, you can't sleep? Here's a sleeping Oh, you have anxiety? Here's a pill for that. You have depression? Here's a pill for that. So pill for every ill is what I had been taught in residency. So that's what I had done for her. And it really wasn't helping her. And she went away and she came back the next year. And she looked like a different person. I knew it the minute I walked in the room and looked at her face. She wasn't the same. And I asked her what she had done. She said all her problems had gone away. And she said, I went and saw this doctor who practices something called functional medicine. And I did all the things I'm going to teach you about tonight. And she had lost weight. She didn't have that much weight to lose, but she had lost some. She was sleeping, hair regrowing, depression alleviated, all similar symptoms to what I was having. And she brought me a book that had told her about it by Suzanne Summers called Breakthrough. And she gave it to me. I took it home. She said, I want you to read it. And I put it on my nightstand. I was married at the time. And I said to my husband, I'm not reading this book by Chrissy on Three's Company. What's she going to teach me? I'm board certified OBGYN, right? I'm supposed to know more than anyone about women's health. And then he said, yeah, and she was a Playboy bunny too. And so I really wasn't going to read this book. So it sat there for months. And then one day my kids came in, it was a Saturday, and they had stopped inviting me to go places when I was home because they knew that I wasn't going to go anywhere. So I would be parked in the bed on a Saturday in my pajamas all day sleeping. And they said, we're going to the movies, we'll be back. And I said, okay. And I said, okay, what's on my to-do list? Let me pick this book up and look at it so I can give it back to her on Monday and tell her, thank you very much. But as I started reading it, it was really well written, and it wasn't her opinion about anything. She was just using her celebrity as the vehicle to bring this information from scientists and physicians who knew what they were talking about this field of medicine I had never heard of called functional medicine. And before long, I was reading the book like it was the Da Vinci Code, and I finished the book that day. And all of a sudden, I went from this helpless physician who had no answers to someone who had hope and possibility. Because I knew that functional medicine made sense, that when you look at how the body functions, that the weight was just a symptom like all the other symptoms I had. And it harkened back to what I had learned in medical school that I was told to never mind about when I got to be a resident, just give this pill or do this surgery because that's how we do it. And I knew it was the truth. We all know the truth when we hear it, right? We know when our friend brings that guy into the house, in 2 seconds, we know he's bad news and she shouldn't date him. I knew when I read this book that it was the truth. And it pointed me to resources, and I started doing the right tests and reading them the right way. And when I did, and I checked my thyroid no less than 10 times, and it was quote unquote normal, I found it was low functioning. And I had a progesterone deficiency, and I did salivary cortisol testing and found out I had a cortisol deficiency. And all the things I'm going to teach you about tonight were the root cause of my weight issues. And as I started addressing them with functional medicine, the weight started coming off, pain went away, hair started regrowing, sex drive started coming back. This was in 2008, I discovered it. It probably took me about 2 years to lose over 100 pounds and get back to better health than I had ever had. And it's now 2019. So it transformed my health, it transformed my personal life, and then it transformed my professional life, because all the women that I worked with had the same problems. And so I started doing functional medicine with them, and they started getting better too. Long story short, in 2011, I retired from traditional OBGYN, and I've specialized in natural women's health ever since. And so it's really my passion and my purpose on this earth to help women understand the truth about their health, not just their weight, because the weight is just a symptom, but all health problems, whether they have autoimmune disease or gastrointestinal dysfunction or skin problems, eczema, psoriasis, depression, anxiety, migraines, whatever the health problem is, it comes from these same root causes. And so it's my passion to help women understand and heal by treating the root cause. And I did become obsessed with weight loss, but I became obsessed with all of women's health. And actually, I joined a fellowship program in anti-aging, metabolic, and functional medicine with the American Academy of Anti-Aging Medicine. And I just delved into how does the body work and what are these root causes and what are the natural treatments that you can use to cure people. So yeah, I'm a little obsessed. And this was my team and my practice that I started after I closed my OBGYN practice, True Balance MD. And now, after traveling around the world a bit, I've launched my practice to be mostly virtual. So I have a podcast, Her Brilliant Health Radio on iTunes, that is all about natural women's health. And I have an expert each week who comes and talks on a different topic and helps women understand how to heal aspects of their lives with natural treatments so that they can heal. I wrote a book about my in-office program that I did, Cracking the Bikini Code, 6 Secrets to Permanent Weight Loss Success, to bring that to everyone. And then my Jumpstart Brilliant Health Boot Camp I launched that people would lose 20 to 30 pounds in 6 weeks and ignite their energy, has over 90% success rate, international clientele, and over 20-pound average weight loss, and energy increase averages 4 points on a 10-point scale. So really have this purpose to bring it to women everywhere. And these are just some of the media outlets that I've been featured in. All right, so let's get to the meat here. So I know you're like, why, Dr. Kieran, are you showing us a puddle? So you come home from work and you see this puddle on the bathroom floor. And you'll know why I'm showing you this in a minute. So you see this on the bathroom floor. What do? Oh, everybody says, oh, you wipe it up, right? Okay, great, you wipe it up. You come home the next day, see a puddle on the bathroom floor. What do? Oh, you wipe it up. Okay, great. Come home the next day, you see a puddle on the bathroom floor. What do? You're gonna wipe it up. So my question to you is, how many days are you gonna come home and see the same puddle on the bathroom floor and all you're gonna do is wipe it up, right? Is it 3 days, 4, 7? At what point are you going to look to see where the water's coming from, right? At some point, if you're a thinking individual, you're going to say, that water is not the problem. It's a symptom of the problem. There's a problem, either the toilet's leaking, the sink is leaking, the tub overflowed, or the dog came in as peeing on the floor, or the roof is dripping. You're going to look for the cause of the problem, right? Right. Water on the floor is not the problem. It is a symptom of the problem. That's the bottom line. Well, it's the same thing with your body. Fat and low energy are not the problems. They are a symptom of the problem. And so if you go about trying to lose weight with diet and exercise and trying to regain your energy by various methods, you're just dealing with a symptom of the problem. And you don't fix problems by dealing with their symptoms. You fix them by fixing the problem. The old thinking is that your body is a bank account. Weight just equals calories in minus calories out. Every diet program out there pretty much treats the body like this. And it's just not true. If it were true, everybody listening would be the weight that they already want to be now. Because if you're like me, I had tried every calories in, calories out program there was to try. They don't work. You might get some initial success, but then eventually the weight creeps back on and then some, and their success rate at 2 years is 6%. So the new understanding is that your body is a complex biochemistry lab. There are many inputs and many outputs. A calorie is not just a calorie. It's treated in different ways depending on the inputs. So welcome to the truth about weight loss. And I'm going to tell you why weight loss and energy lack go hand in hand as part of this. So here are some lies we used to believe, just like we believe the diet and exercise lie. The world is flat, right? We believed that 500 years ago. World is not. It's round. The earth is the center of the universe. We now know that's not true. Leeches cure disease. We know that's not true. And there's no such thing as germs before germ theory was developed, right? So you're at the precipice with functional medicine of getting rid of that lie, just like people got rid of these lies. This is a lie we still believe, that diet and exercise, body is a bank account, calories in, calories out. It's not true. So we're going to talk about the 6 secrets to permanent weight loss, success, and energy restoration. The first thing I want you to understand is all the symptoms you're having are caused by the same root causes. All of them. I don't care if it's cancer. I don't care if it's eczema, psoriasis, irritable bowel, Crohn's, ulcerative colitis, migraine headaches, decreased memory, hot flashes, abnormal periods, fibroids, what you name the problem, they all come from the same root causes. And that's the first thing you really need to get at. And so being honest in the book is getting honest with yourself is the first chapter. Because if you only think it's the weight and you only try to fix the weight, you're always going to go about it as if it were the problem. And that's what I had done for years. And that's what I had been taught as a regular mainstream OBGYN to tell my patients, oh, you want to lose weight? Oh, eat less, exercise more, take this diet pill, right? That's what I had been taught. But the truth is, I thought that because I slept all the time, that wasn't related to my weight. I thought that my hair falling out wasn't related to my weight. I thought that all the gastrointestinal problems I had and the fibromyalgia weren't related to my weight and the depression. Wrong. They are all related. So you've got to get honest, because if you're going about it the wrong way, you're only dealing with the weight. You're not dealing with these other issues. So I have a handout I like to give people that they can check off what are the symptoms, because the first step in getting better is getting honest with what are all your symptoms. And I'd recommend that you write them out on your workbook or a piece of paper, because it's vital for your success. Because when you start doing what works, you'll start seeing these symptoms and diseases go away and get better. And then you'll really solidify in your brain the truth about your health. So that's secret number 1. All symptoms come from the same root causes. Secret number 2, diet and exercise won't get you the weight loss and energy success that you want. Now, we all know that because we've been there. If you're like me, and I saw a lot of you had tried a lot of programs when we first got on the call. So we talked about the different programs, pretty much all of them out there, Weight Watchers, Jenny Craig, Nutrisystem, diet and exercise. If they're restricting calories or just exercise, or you're restricting calories and exercising and you're not addressing these root causes, the studies show that you will have a 6% chance of losing that weight and keeping it off at 2 years. That's not great success. I don't know about you, but I wouldn't sign up for that now, knowing the truth of what I know. So the reason why we're going to talk about when we get to in a few minutes, the energy and weight are connected is really vital for you to understand, because if you think that they're separate causes, then you're really up the creek without a paddle. And so I want to help you understand that. But the next 4 secrets address the root cause of overweight. And if you've got your workbook, there's a little place where you want to fill these in. And I've added this to include the information about energy, because I used to just do this about weight loss. But most everyone who has a weight problem has an energy problem. And it's vital that you understand why both of those go together. So 4 key imbalances cause overweight and low energy and must be addressed for successful and lasting weight loss and energy restoration. So the first key, which is secret number 3, I know it's a little confusing, but you guys, you're good. You can stick with me with this. So there's 6 secrets, but 4 root causes, right? So this is the first root cause. Keep your hormones balanced. So symptoms: hair loss, that time of the month, cramping, PMS, sleepy at your desk, don't want to wake up when the alarm clock rings. I do not have PMS, right? Depression, anxiety, pain, no sex drive, and just not feeling good in your own skin. These are caused by hormonal imbalance. So if you have a weight problem and you have an energy problem and you have any of these going on, guess what? They're related. Or maybe you've got the munchies and you have so many carb cravings, you just can't stop with the carbs and the sugar. Okay, can you relate to any of these pictures, right? These are caused by hormonal imbalance. So we try to lose weight by sheer brute force, decreasing calories, when really your body's trying to come into balance by craving these foods. So you got to keep your hormones balanced. What are the hormones? I talk about 7 major hormones. Thyroid, insulin. Thyroid sits in front of your neck. That is your body's battery. It sets your metabolism, or the rate at which you burn calories for fuel. So this is the first place where you'll see that fat is linked to energy. Our main fuel source is glucose. Secondary fuel source is fat, right? We only have glucose right after we've eaten. So most of the times our body needs to run on fat, and it should dip into fat stores to burn it for fuel, for energy to do things. But if your thyroid hormone is low, guess what? No signal goes to those cells to burn fat for fuel. So guess what happens? You're tired because you don't have proper fuel. And in addition, you crave sugar because your body wants fuel. So this is the first place. Then you've got your insulin, which regulates your blood sugar. If your insulin is unbalanced, you're on what I call the blood sugar roller coaster. Maybe you have diabetes, pre-diabetes, insulin resistance. Your insulin is going up and down. Your glucose that it controls is going up and down. Guess what? You have cravings, insatiable hunger, and insulin's giving signal to your cells, hold on to that fat, we're going to need it. And so you can't lose weight. You go try to exercise, your body says, nuh-uh, not letting go of it. So if you don't balance your thyroid, you don't balance your insulin, how much weight are you going to lose? Not a lot. 80% of the women who come to me for help with their weight and energy have a thyroid problem. Even when they say, oh, my primary doctor checked it and said it's fine. They don't do those same tests we do, and they don't read them the way we do. When you look, they're looking for a disease. They're looking for what disease and what drug. We're looking for why is there dysfunction, and is dysfunction optimal? Meaning, are you at the best like a finely tuned Ferrari, or are you not at your best? Maybe like a 20-year-old car that needs a little tune-up. Cortisol is another one. It's your stress hormone, and DHEA is the backup to it. And this is your stress hormone. Everybody in 2019 has a cortisol problem. Everyone. Because who is under stress on this call right now? I bet everybody is raising their hand. And it will send the signal when your cortisol is distressed. Your body says it's stress. I need to hold on to my fuel sources because we might be getting ready to fight or flee, or something bad's going to happen. So I need to have fuel on board. Just like when the hurricanes come in, what do? Fill your gas up with your car up with gas, right? Your body says the same thing. I'm going to hold on to this fat because I might need it. Then your sex hormones, estrogen, progesterone, testosterone. Well, they're designed to make a baby. They give us our fertility cycle, our menstrual cycle. They're what allow us to reproduce. Well, when we hit 35, guess what starts happening? Our hormones start changing because our eggs get a little older. And the imbalance that results, oh, I'm sorry, it just went off of here. There we go. The imbalance that results favors estrogen going up. Estrogen is the weight gain, water retention, PMS hormone. Progesterone starts going down. Progesterone is the anti-PMS, anti-anxiety, anti-depression, sleep well, feel good, good energy, lose weight, happy hormone. And you start getting this imbalance where estrogen starts going up and progesterone starts going down. And for a lot of us, testosterone also starts going down, which we start losing muscle mass. And that is the biggest factor contributing to age-related weight gain, which starts at age 30. If we don't do anything to counteract it, starting at age 30 annually, we will gain 3% of our body weight each year. And that's primarily because we're losing muscle mass because of low testosterone. So these 7 hormones have to be balanced in order for you to properly lose the weight and give the signals. Now, how many of the programs y'all have tried balance these hormones? None. They don't address it. And so that's why we repeatedly fail. And I want to tell you, it's not that you have failed the diet. They have failed you because they failed to support you with what you needed to get where you want to be. So thyroid, I've already covered this, 80%. If you've got a weight problem, 80% chance you have low thyroid. I don't care if your primary care doctor checked it. Insulin, too much tells your body to store fat. Cortisol, got it. We talked about that. Your body says that there's something bad coming. And sex hormones, there's a delicate balance. All right, the next secret, which is the second root cause, you must eliminate and illuminate toxins in your life. So we are inundated with toxins in our environment. They come through our skin. We breathe them in. We swallow them. They come everywhere in our toiletries, in our cleaning products, in our makeups, in our fabrics, in our home furnishings, in our industrial chemicals, in the foods we eat with the pesticides and the hormones. The average woman uses 28 toxic products before she leaves the house in the morning each morning. If you're not filtering your water, you are getting a healthy dose of toxins. There's so many toxins in water, including waste processed from our waste system, that there are so many people on antidepressants that one study has estimated that half of us are actually getting dosed with antidepressants because there's so many people on it and it goes in the wastewater, but it's not filtered out. So this is why you need a very good reverse osmosis water filter. And if you're drinking pure tap water, you're collecting those toxins and they're staying in your body and contributing to the weight and the energy. So in 1800s, this is how many toxins you might be introduced to in a year. This many marbles, right? In the 2000s, this is how many toxins your body comes in contact with each day. Each day. I want you to take that in. 1800s in 1 year, 2000s each day. So 85,000 new chemicals introduced into this environment since the Industrial Revolution. The average person has traces of 400 toxic chemicals in her body. And this is vital for you to lose weight, because fat is not just decoration. It is metabolically active. It's actually an organ, even though it's not centrally located like your liver's all in one place. Your fat, no matter where it is in your body, acts like an organ. And one of the things that it does is that it is a storage unit for toxins. So if you have fat, you have toxicity, and you can't get rid of the fat until you get rid of the toxicity. How many programs that you have tried have done something to help you get rid of the toxicity? None. Even when they do gastric bypass surgery, which has a very high recrudescence rate where people gain the weight again, or failure rate, they don't do anything to get rid of the toxicity. It's just forced starvation. So this is why you will see people regaining the weight. And this is also why you see people often who have gastric bypass get very sick as they lose that weight from forced starvation, because the body doesn't have anywhere to put those toxins and can't get rid of them. And so they just circulate around the body. And that's also why people with gastric bypass have the loose skin. They don't regain the elasticity. It's one of the reasons. So you have to help your body get rid of the toxins. Most toxins are processed, that we're talking about, that are stored in fat, are processed through the liver. So if you're not doing something to help your liver get rid of them, then you're going to have trouble losing the weight. So what is the difference between these two boys? All right, one looks emaciated, like he doesn't have enough nutrition, and the other one looks like he has had too much nutrition. When I weighed 243 pounds, I thought that I didn't need vitamins because I thought I had way better nutritional status than everyone else. Boy, was I wrong. So when you have all these toxins your body's trying to deal with and trying to balance hormones and it's not successful, and have this excess organ that's fat tissue, your body uses up nutritional resources. And the RDAs that were given for the recommended daily allowance of foods in the 1950s are no longer stand. So we don't have enough nutrition in our food to use our nutritional resources. It costs nutritional resources to get rid of toxins. So you have to, just like you have to pay workers to come do waste cleanup when there's an oil spill. When you've got that toxicity oil spill per se in your body has to send workers to clean it up. Those workers are vitamins, vitamin A, D, E, C, K, fish oils, nutrients like magnesium, potassium, things like that. So actually, this obese child has lower nutritional resources than this emaciated child. So you've got to nutrify your body. This is the third root cause. You have to. You can't eat your way into it. So when you go on to a diet that's a deprivation diet and taking foods away, you're actually making it harder for the body to lose weight because you don't have the resources to detoxify. You don't have the resources to balance your hormones. And there are certain nutrients your body must have in order to unlock the fat cells, take the fat out, and burn the fat for fuel. You with me? If you don't have those, you can't burn the fat. And you'll see this sometimes in very athletic people who run marathons and do competitions, because if they're not replacing their nutrients, because they use them up at a faster rate when they participate in these sports, if they're not replacing them, the first nutrients that they start losing are the ones that help them open the fat cells and take the fat out and burn it for fuel. So you'll see what I call fat skinny people. They're pretty muscular and shapely, but then they have these pockets of fat a lot of times around their stomach, hips, thighs, buttocks, because they can't get rid of it. And I'll oftentimes, if I hear someone say, oh yeah, I started running, but I haven't lost any weight. Well, this is oftentimes why. So you have to use nutritional supplementation to give your body what it needs. And then lastly, the root cause is mindset. And this is key, because if you don't address the mindset, you're not going to get the other things right. These tools work, and about a third of the people who I give the tools to pick them up, take them, the hormone balance, toxicity, nutritional deficiency, they change their lives, they do my programs, their lives are never the same. But some people can't pick them up. They failed before maybe, they don't know, can I do it? Or they'll pick them up and do it for a while and then they backslide. And so we've got to look at the mindset, mental, emotional, spiritual balance. And you know this, your mindset has to be right. If you're going to go back to school and get a degree, whatever you're going to do, you got to get your mindset right. And what programs address this? Most of them do not. I've come across a rare few. So mental, emotional, and spiritual balance. And so the question is, which programs have addressed this? And as we said, it's not many. This is just a patient I had before. And so she was kind of flabbergasted after she had gone through my program. How could a weight loss program not address my mind and my spirit and be successful? This redefines the standard for all weight loss programs by addressing this crucial component. My mind is right now, so my body is too, and I've lost 19 pounds so far. So I'm actually going to be doing another masterclass I'm working on called The Deeper Meaning of Weight Issues, which I think will be very interesting for people because it's not just about the weight. So the question is, why did you show up today? What is it? Oh, and you'll hear my dogs chiming in too in the background. What is it that you are seeking? You're wanting answers, which is great. And I applaud you for seeking the answers, because seek and you will find. You keep looking. And so the obvious question is, how do I make all this work for me so I can jumpstart my health and weight loss? As I said, I've been board certified OBGYN for over 20 years, and I'm fellowship trained in functional medicine. And I've walked this path myself and helped hundreds of women walk this path. So this is my passion. And I'm hoping that you're following me and understanding that you've got to find out where the puddle on the floor is coming from and address these issues. So how do you make it work for you so you can jumpstart? And so the options are that you can go the complicated and confusing route. You can go, Dr. Kieran said you got to detoxify. Okay, what does that mean? What do I need to do? Do I need to go to the GNC and ask the clerk there what I need to do? No, because they'll tell you there are many different ways to detoxify. They'll tell you, oh, you need this Lacey LeBeau tea. That's what I was always told that I needed. But in any case, you'll try to jerry-rig it together, which is complicated and confusing. Or you can go the simple and strategic route, and that is work with somebody who has done it, who knows what it takes, who has done it, who has taken people through it. And so I'd like to introduce you to my program, which is being rebranded as the Quantum Keto Boot Camp. So many of you have heard about keto. Keto has health benefits for your entire body, and it helps with preventing dementia, and it helps with preventing heart disease and reversing heart disease, and not only weight and energy. And so it's quantum keto because we are not just doing keto, because if you do just keto and you don't address these other root causes that we talked about, then you're still stuck with a toxicity issue and a nutritional deficiency issue and a hormone imbalance issue that keto doesn't address. So you've got to have the quantum part. The Quantum Keto Boot Camp is the absolute fastest way to jumpstart your health, energy, and weight loss. So I want to introduce you to that. So some of these slides will say the old name of the program, which was Bikini Code Boot Camp, based on the book, but it's so much more than that. Hopefully you've gotten that from this talk and saw all the symptoms that it helps and diseases. People in this program get off prescription medications, their energy increases, they sleep better, sex drive better, it improves everything. And we address the mindset. So the name is being rebranded. So you'll see some of the old branding in here, but the name is Quantum Keto, because as we document this, how it improves everything, not just your weight. So the results that you'll experience in the program that I do, you'll lose up to 30 pounds or more. I will say 20 to 30 pounds, but I have had people lose 40 and 50 pounds. It just depends, but I don't like to commit to that, but I do commit to 20 to 30 pounds, which 30 pounds is usually 3 dress sizes. You will know how to lose weight and keep it off for life. So in the program, I not only tell you what to do to lose it, but I tell you why it's working. I always say you don't have to know why it worked for it to work, but you need to know why it works so you can know this for the rest of your life and keep it off. You'll feel connected to others and belong because you go through it as a group, and usually the people in the program become very close and develop friendships and support. Gain better energy. People usually go up 4 points on a 10-point scale in their energy. Sleep, outlook, skin glowing, gastrointestinal function, so peace in your belly, right? No indigestion, heartburn, gassy, constipated, goes away, and more. Improve self-esteem and confidence from doing this, finally getting a handle on it. Imagine how you will feel when you finally get a handle on this, right? What can't you do? And people in my program will routinely, as they're realizing, wow, this works and I can do it, I'm going back to school. I'm getting a new job. It never fails during the program that once people get that confidence back, that they start doing other things in their life and really wake up to the fact that they have capabilities. When you have the right tools, you can do anything. Have the success feeling from finally accomplishing this goal, which is amazing. You'll finally know that you can lose weight. I know I saw the poll that we did. How many of you believe that you can't do this? And that's one of the reasons, this is why I do this, because I want you to know that you can. It's not you that has failed at losing weight. It's programs that have failed you. And I want you to, if you get nothing else from this program tonight, I want you to go away knowing that you have not failed anything. The people who have counseled you and tried to help you have failed you. Lose up to 20 to 30 pounds or more, and show up this Thanksgiving, this July 4th, whatever. Yeah, because we'll be done by July 4th in a dress 3 sizes smaller. So you'll know how to lose weight and keep it off for life. I make sure in my programs that not only do you get the results, so I'm not going to just like give you Nutrisystem food and you lose the weight and then you have no idea what to do after. I'm going to teach you why you're doing what you're doing, how it addresses the root causes, balances your hormones, detoxifies, nutrifies, and your mindset. I have a whole separate program for your mindset. I teach you that, and then I have a whole module on what do you do next? If you have more weight to lose than 20 to 30 pounds, how do I lose it? If I have 100, if I have 200 pounds, how do I lose that? If I want to maintain where I am, how do I maintain? So I make sure that you are set up for whatever is you need at the end of this, and understand why you gain weight and how to lose it. So Whitney's another client I had. I know she did my virtual program a few years ago. I now know the secret to losing weight and keeping it off forever. This program has empowered me to take back control of my body and my life. And that is my goal. I want you to be in control, because right now when you feel disempowered, then you don't know where to turn. You don't trust anybody. People have failed you. That's a horrible place to be. And I know what that feels like, because that's where I was. And I was supposed to be the authority and didn't know who to go to. So I want you to be empowered. You'll experience energy to do the things that you love. I've seen people go from basically, I just work and go home like I used to do, to restarting hobbies. One woman who went through the program last time, she wasn't really spending time with her grandchild, and all of a sudden she had energy. She's like, oh, I love my grandchild. I'm spending time with her. So whatever it is for you that you haven't been doing, is dancing something that you want to do? You know, we haven't talked that much about it, but we did talk a little about self-confidence, but maybe you don't feel confident going to do some of these things. I know when my weight was so big, I didn't want to go anywhere. People would ask me to social events, and the automatic answer was no. I would have some excuse like, I have to take care of such and such. But the truth was, I didn't want people to see me. I felt so ashamed. And part of losing the weight and getting better is breaking that shame with people who are going through what you're going through. So we do that in a group. But what would you do with the energy that you could regain if your body was burning the fat that you have for fuel and giving you extra energy? What would you do? Would you join a flower decorating, arranging class, a book club? What would you do? Less symptoms than you thought possible. So that initial sheet that we looked at, all the symptoms, whether you're having migraine, headache, psoriasis, eczema, gastrointestinal problems, irritable bowel, breast cysts, female problems, fibroids, endometriosis, insomnia, you name the problems, they all come from the same root causes. And it's amazing because I have people do a symptom assessment every week in the program. And people start saying, wow, I didn't even realize that it was a problem. But it's better. Whatever it is, fill in the blank. I didn't even realize that I really always had some gas and felt gassy, and now I don't feel that. So less symptoms than you thought possible. And you'll have that success feeling from keeping your promise to yourself. Because if you're like me, I said, I don't care what it takes. I don't know when and I don't know how, but I am going to get better. Even in those desperate, hopeless places, there was a part of me that lived that always kind of knew, like, at some point, I'm going to figure this out. It was a puzzle that I had to figure out. And so when I figured it out and it happened, I just felt like I had to shout it from the rooftops, because I'm like, yes, there is a secret and I know it, and you all need to know it too. Improve self-esteem and confidence, right? When you go get shopping, clothes fit you, right? In sizes that you can get in any store. I remember the last time I had gone shopping before, when I got really big, I used to always go to Chico's because I could always fit in their biggest size and their kind of formless clothes. But when I went into Chico's and I couldn't even fit in their biggest size, I started crying in the dressing room. I remember I was married at the time, my husband, I said, we're leaving. And we walked out and I didn't say anything the whole way home. And I just went in my room and cried because I was like, I can't even fit in big clothes anymore. And now to have the freedom to shop anywhere and wear what I want, when I want, and to go places, knowing that I look good. I went to a gala on Saturday night and pulled out a dress I hadn't had on in a couple of years, and it still fit. I was so worried. I was like, oh no, it's not gonna, and it fit, and it looked awesome. So that could be yours. That can be you. Pam is another client who went through the program. She said it gave her the knowledge, tools, and support she had been missing, and she never thought she could feel and look this fabulous at 43. And she did look fabulous. And Amy is another client. She said, after years of being blamed by doctors, Dr. Dunson let me know it's not my fault. She taught me the truth. It's not just diet and exercise. It's so much more than that. And now I have the key to a body I love for life. Thank you, Amy. And George, I used to have men go through my program too, but now I just exclusively focus on women because I love y'all. I look 10 years younger now. Losing 24 pounds was great, but the increase in my energy and vitality was even better. Dana is a woman who used to work for me, and she lost 50 pounds on the program. And it's interesting. This is back in 2011, that picture on the right. And I just saw her in March, and she's kept it off and looks amazing also. So, this can be yours. This is real. I had another woman who used to work for me. I'm not sure if I have a picture of her in here, Kendall. I don't. So Kendall, she also lost 50 pounds, and actually she started doing bikini competitions. Here are 3 clients who went through the program, Stephanie, Katie, and Jackie. Stephanie lost 37 pounds, Katie 40, and Jackie, let me see, I can't see on my screen how many, 18. So here they are before. So it works when you work it. You just got to do it. I also saw Katie recently at the yoga studio. She looks amazing. And so this is why I do what I do. This is why I'm passionate about what I do, because it works and it sticks. When you work it, it works, and it sticks when you do it. And I love that. So what you will get in the program, and like I said, it's called the Quantum Keto now, not Bikini Code. You get the complete system for the weight loss system to lose up to 30 pounds in 6 weeks. So I've added another supplement. You get 9 all natural, high grade nutraceutical supplements that address these imbalances. They address the toxicity, hormone imbalance, nutritional deficiency. There's a guidebook with a detailed eating plan. I give you shopping lists, recipes, so you don't really have to think about it. It's so easy. It's probably too easy. Live weekly Q&A with me every Monday at 8. That's why I wanted to have the webinar on Monday at 8, because you can kind of see what it's like. Now with the webinars that I do weekly, you see me. So it's like we all see each other. So we're all in the room together. Daily interaction with me and everybody in the group in the private community and lifetime community access and online course site. So I have an online school, and all the modules and materials are in there. There are questionnaires you fill out every day, so you get a score every day. All their modules, there's a whole hormone module where I teach you about these different hormones, what they do, why they're important, how you balance them. I teach you about toxicity. I teach you about nutritional deficiency. Because like I said, my goal is not just to help you drop the weight. Yes, that's number 1. Number 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 is you need to know why and how to do this for life. So you get the guidebook and tracker. The tracker is your daily score, and then the guidebook has everything A to Z, what you need to do and what you need to know. Done for you shopping list, menu, and recipes. I created 2 weeks of recipes, and so basically you make those recipes for 2 weeks, and then you make them 3 times. So the whole program is 8 weeks because we have a couple get ready weeks, and then the active program is 6 weeks. And you just repeat those recipes 3 times, and you don't even have to think about what to shop at the store, buy at the store, what to cook for 6 weeks, which is so easy, because then you can focus on learning what you need to know so that you can be ready for when we get off the program going forward. You get the physician formulated supercharged weight loss supplements. And now like I said, I give you 9 of them. So they address all these underlying imbalances. I know it sounds like a lot, but when you've got these weight imbalances, you really have to address the root causes. And this is really what helps to move the needle. And the live weekly Q&A with me, yours truly. So I get on there with you, but I'm interacting with you every day. So if you have questions, no problem. Or if you need support, I'm there. And then we have live weekly teaching in addition to the online school. And a loving community of women to interact with daily. I love doing this program more than anything in this format. And I want to tell you why. So when I work with people one-on-one in the office, or even I do virtual one-on-one now, it's great, don't get me wrong, but with weight issues, there's a feeling of shame. I mean, if you ask yourself, do I feel ashamed and don't want to expose myself in certain situations? Most of us are going to say yes, right? That was true for me. I didn't want people to see me. So I might not want to walk in and be in a big group in an office, but that never gets addressed when I work with people one-on-one. When I work with people in a group this way, that you have the safety and security, you're in your own house and you can interact to the degree that you want. You can control it, but other people, and you hear what they share and how they're struggling and their thoughts and their successes. I'm telling you, I've never seen anything like it. It's the community that develops and the support that develops. It helps you be better, and it helps you break out of the shame, which is key for healing any health issues associated with weight. And so I have found the community to be better than anything. And it's my absolute favorite way with this online portal, because you don't have to drive and go anywhere. We just meet online and you get the support that you need, and the community that develops and the insights that people have. It's really, I just love it. So I created a whole separate program to address the mindset piece. I call it Awaken the Spirit for Weight Loss. So I have a workbook that you get, and then I have some audios that teach you about my body, my spirit, my weight. This is a whole separate module. And then I have questions each week that I'm going to walk you through to help figure out, well, how do I get my mindset right around this? How do I feed my mindset and structure it so that it helps me let go of the weight, which is huge. So module 1 is the Ready, Set, Go module. We go through, what do you need to do for this program to work? And I make sure that you hit the ground running and that you're all set. We ship you the supplements, get you all the materials that you need to get ready, and the menus and the shopping list. So that's the Ready, Set, Go. And then the hormone module is number 2. So we delve into all those 7 major hormones, and I teach you what they are. By the time you're done with this, you will know more about these hormones than your doctor does. Don't tell them I told you that, but it's true. You'll know more. But this is what will keep you on the straight and narrow and understanding what's going on in the future. In module 3, we're going to talk about toxicity. And again, I'm going to teach you about what are the different types of toxicity. What's internal toxicity? What's external? Where did they come from? How do I deal with them? How do I stop them from getting in me? How do I get them out? So I know sometimes people can feel overwhelmed by the fact that, when you see that marble jar, you're kind of like, oh my God, I come in contact with that many toxins in a day. And like, you're like, where are they coming from? Oh my gosh, how do I stop this? Don't worry. I'm going to teach you how to stop them from coming in and how to get them out so they don't hurt you. Module 4 is the nutrification, which is not a word. I made it up. I like it. And it just means to get your nutrition right in your body, right? We talked about the nutritional deficits and how you need nutrients to burn the fat, and you need nutrients to move the toxins out. You need workers in your body, and your workers are nutrients. So we're going to make sure you know all about that. And then the top is actually the awakening the mindset piece. So, and I usually start with that. I actually moved that to the beginning because we got to get the mindset right from the beginning. Are you with me? So that you can start working on that. So I moved this one to the front. And there are other improvements I've made actually since I'm changing it to the quantum keto, because as I've done this program over and over again, I've improved it each time and tweaked it, but I haven't gone back and fixed this. So this comes in the beginning, the mindset piece. And then beyond is the boot camp. That is, okay, now I've lost 20 to 30 pounds. What do I do now to keep it off? What do I do now because I have 50 more I want to lose? What do I do now because I have 200 more I want to lose? What do I do now? So I make sure that you know, like, how do you calculate how many calories you need daily going forth? How do you know what to do in terms of exercise? And by the way, exercise is not a part of this program. You start that after this program. And when I first started losing the weight and doing this type of work, I couldn't even exercise. I was so tired. And most people, like I said, if you've got weight issues, you've got energy issues, because your body doesn't have the resources to burn the fat and make fuel for energy. So don't worry about exercise until after the program. So we got some bonuses for you tonight. The Awakening the Bikini Code, the 3 videos, My Body, My Spirit, My Weight, Awakening the Spirit for Weight Loss Program with workbook. And the 6 weeks, I have audios with exercises that you do each week and a journal. So we've got that for you, which I didn't used to offer. I didn't have that in my office program. I created that for this virtual program. And the bonus number 2 is a supercharged support pack. We got cheat sheets and troubleshooting guides. So, if I'm not where I want to be, what do I need to look at? And then cheat sheets, how to take your supplements. I've got lots of different cheat sheets for you. 2 weeks of recipes, like I said, so it's a no-brainer. I don't have to think about it. And I made shopping lists and a daily tracker and scoring. So you don't have to wait to the end of 6 weeks to know, did I do it right? You know every day, did you do it right? Because every day you're going to get a score. If you're getting all A's, trust me, you're going to lose the weight. If you're getting B's, you're probably going to lose the weight. Now, if you're getting C's and D's, we got to talk to the teacher. So this lets you know right away. Carla is a client who did this program before. She actually did it twice because she came back a few years later and said, I wanted to do a refresher. The gourmet recipes are spectacular. My family didn't even realize they were eating diet food, and now they are looking trimmer and healthier too. And bonus number 3 is weight loss meditations. These are meditations I created just for this program, one for the morning, one for the evening, and you listen to them every day, and they help to program your body, your mindset for weight loss. And the total value of this, if you're adding all this up, and if I do this program one-on-one with somebody, the boot camp program, $34.99. Bonus 1, the Awakening the Bikini Code, sells for $4.97 by itself. Bonus number 2, the Supercharged Support Pack, is $3.97 by itself. And bonus number 3, the Weight Loss Meditations, is $20. And if you're on the call, I'm going to give a fast action bonus for the first 5 people who sign up. And that's going to be a 1-hour consult with me, which is $4.97, not $4.95. It's $4.97. So it's a $49.08 value. And like I said, fast action for I can only offer it for the first 5 people. and I only have 10 slots in the program. And there are twice that number of people on the call. So if you are interested and you also want to consult with me, this is something you really want to look at. I will tell you that the supplements for this program themselves retail for $500. So that's something to factor into, which I don't even have on here. So your investment is only $357 today to get started, with 2 installments of $357 to follow, or you can pay all in ones in full. If you do the program, you show me your records and you're still not satisfied, I'll gladly give you a refund. I have never had someone who did the program not succeed to lose 20 to 30 pounds. Now, if you don't do it, it doesn't work. So you got to do it, show me your records, and if you're not satisfied, I will give you a refund. You cannot return the open supplements, so I'd have to deduct that part, but the rest you can have back. But like I said, if you do it, it works. So you can get started today for just $357, 3-payment plan. That's 3 payments, so now in 30 days and 30 days, or a one-time payment of $997. You can go to KieranDunstan.com/bikini-code-bootcamp to sign up. The program is going to start in 2 weeks. We have to get you your supplements and all of that, so it takes a little bit of time. So are you ready to lose up to 30 pounds in 6 weeks is my question for you. I know if you're on this call, the answer is yes. The question is, are you going to do it the hard way or the easy way? So why might you not do it? I don't have the time. It's not a good time. Listen, there's never a good time to pay taxes, be born, die, have a baby, right? There is never a good time to lose weight except now. How much time is it costing you to not lose the weight is what I would ask you. How much time? How much time do you spend in negative feelings? I mean, I'll say self-loathing. I spent a lot of time in self-loathing and just feeling sorry for myself because I couldn't lose the weight and I didn't feel comfortable doing the things I wanted to do in life because of my weight. How much time did I waste over that? How much time are you wasting? And how much time is it costing you? And now it's not a good time. Oh, I'm going on a cruise. Oh, my kid is graduating from high school. Oh, I can name all the excuses because Lord knows I've had them and I've heard them. But like I said, when is the time to love yourself? When is the time to say yes to yourself? Being the weight that you want to be has to become your priority, and you need to take yourself from the bottom of your priority list and put yourself at the top. You can do this program through anything that you have planned in the next couple months, anything. Whether you've got a cruise, a vacation, graduation, weddings, you can do it. And you will prove to yourself by doing it that, one, you love yourself and you're important to yourself and you say yes to yourself, but two, that you have the boundary structure in order to care for yourself no matter what's going on in your life. And that's something that will last you the rest of your life. I failed so many times before, I'm afraid I'll fail again. We talked about that in the beginning. There were a lot of you who were in that boat. I know that boat because I've been there. I don't think I can do this. I failed so many times before. I'm afraid I'll fail again. So if you're in that category, either one, you don't trust me, or two, you don't trust yourself. So which is it? If you don't trust yourself, I can't help you with that. If you don't trust me, I can't tell you or help you with that either, except that if a board certified OBGYN who's lost this weight and healed herself, who's also fellowship trained in this, doesn't satisfy you, that probably nobody will be able to satisfy you. But more than that, I don't like people to believe what I say is true just because I say it. You ask yourself, does what I'm saying make sense about the puddle on the floor not being the problem, but a symptom of the problem? So you've got to get to a place of, do I trust myself? And do I trust Dr. Kieran? And only you can answer that. I need to check with my partner. So if you need to check with your partner because you have financial obligations with your spouse or partner, you buy tonight, and if you want the bonus and you want to get in the program, and if your partner says they don't want you in it or you can't spend the money, then you let me know and we will reverse that. No problem. I don't have the money. So I want you to ask yourself, if this is your excuse for not proceeding tonight, you're thinking, oh, I don't have the money, I can't do this, how much it's costing you to be overweight. So studies show that if you are just 10% over your ideal body weight, so if your ideal body weight is 150 pounds and you're 10% over that, you weigh just 165 pounds, you will spend an additional $1,500 each year in healthcare expenses because of that 10%, just 15 pounds over 150 pounds. So you're already spending, if you're 15 pounds over your ideal body weight, you're already spending more than this program costs. But more than that, what is it costing you in not being able to do the things that you want to do in life? To not have this confidence and self-esteem to go where you want, when you want, with whom you want, and do what you want. What else are you using it as an excuse for in your life? Not getting a new job, not getting a new degree, which is costing you the opportunity cost of not having the job you could have. Studies have also shown that people who are overweight do not earn the same as their counterparts who are normal weight, even in the same job. So what are you not earning because your weight is not where it should be? So it's costing you in what you're not bringing in, and you're already putting out expenses. What does it cost you in larger size clothes? Because there's a premium on larger size clothes. I don't know if you're aware of that. So it's already costing you. It costs too much. Same thing we just talked about. What is it costing you now? What does it cost you in the past? Calculate all the years that you've had weight issues and been over 10% over your ideal body weight, and add at least $1,500 a year for each of those years, plus add the opportunity cost of the jobs you haven't had, the degrees you haven't had, and what you haven't earned. What has it cost you? And what's it going to cost you going forward if you don't move forward now? If not now, when? What is it going to cost you? How many more years are you going to go on spending on medications, copays for your doctor, insurance premiums, $1,500 more, not getting the job that you know you deserve and that you're qualified for and that you could do better than the person who maybe got promoted ahead of you? How many more years? How much is it going to cost you going forward? So if you are serious and you have had enough, go to KieranDunstonMD.com, bikini-code-bootcamp. So we have a question. Ty says, I travel for work Monday through Thursday. What would be my meal plan during the week while I'm traveling? So if you have I don't know if you stay in a hotel or wherever you're staying, most hotels will bring you a mini fridge for free to your room. And you prepare ahead of time and you take it with you. You carry a cooler. I've had clients who did this, and I do this all the time because I travel a lot. And so I travel with a cooler, and I get a mini fridge in my room, and I prepare ahead and take it with me. That's a great answer. So hopefully, does that answer your question, Ty? And if you guys have questions, put them in the Q&A in the chat, please, in the Q&A. Yes, hotel. Okay, so they should just call ahead. See, this is part of what I teach you. How do you do this on the road? How do you make it work every day, no matter what's going on for you? If you are traveling, flying, no matter where you're going. So I had this girlfriend, she laughed at me because we like to paddleboard, and we went out to Tybee to paddleboard one day a few years ago, and I say I'm always packing. I always have healthy food with me because I don't ever want to get stuck eating at McDonald's. So we paddleboard over to this little island, and I pull out my lunch, and I think I had swordfish and broccoli. And she just laughed at me. She says, you know, you're just a trip, because by any means necessary, I will take care of myself, because I stopped putting myself last and put myself first. And that's what being healthy requires you to do. You have put yourself last too long. When is your time? If not now, when? Is it next year? But what excuse are you going to have next year? Is it the year after? What excuse are you going to have the year after? I always had excuses. I never would put myself first until I finally said, I found out about this and I'm going to use this. And if it works, I'm going to lose the weight and get better. And so I put the stake in the ground. Are you ready to put the stake in the ground for yourself? What questions do y'all have? Type them in the Q&A. Do you all see that? Okay, and here's, I have kept you guys so long. What time is it? Oh, it's 9:15. So here are just some more kudos from clients who have gone through it. Irene, I lost 33.6 pounds in this revolutionary program in only 6 weeks, and it feels great. Looking forward to a stress-free summer at the beach with my kids who won't be embarrassed by me anymore. So I have lots more of these. I actually have a whole video of testimonials from people, but I couldn't find it before the call tonight. And then I have some little videos that people have sent me since from the last time that we did the program. Oh, Jackie. Hey, Jackie. So how does it work with the program you're currently in? So with Jackie, so you could do it. It just would be a very regimented way of eating, and we would have to look at what supplements you're already on, and we would have to tweak them. So I have had people that I'm working one-on-one with do this program while I'm working with them one-on-one. And so basically I just have to sit down with you and we have to come up with a little bit of a customization, which is no problem. And so it's just becomes a regimented way of eating. And so we would just have to tweak it, but it's certainly something I've done before. So you could do that. So Anika, do I have an office in the Atlanta area? Yeah, so I have an office in Atlanta and Savannah where I can see clients. I do most everything virtually so that people don't have to get in their car and drive. But if I am going to work one-on-one with people, I usually see them one time in person, wherever they live. If it's Atlanta or Savannah. I'm also licensed in California and Texas. So I have clients in those areas as well. So love to welcome your questions. And whoops. Oh, I started back at the beginning. I didn't mean to do that. Hold on a second. I wanted to go back to this last slide. So you can see my girls here. Stephanie and Katie and Jackie. Okay, Kathy, you have high cholesterol. So on Lipitor and Ezetrol, does this program work with these meds? Yeah, so the only people who cannot do this program are insulin-dependent diabetics and people with kidney failure. Those are the only people who cannot do this program. You can do it if you have high cholesterol, high blood pressure, so hypertension, diabetes, but you're on oral hypoglycemic agents. And I routinely have people get off their hypertensive medications, their cholesterol medications, and diabetes medications when they go through this program. I don't take them off. They go to their regular doctor who checks them and says, guess what? You don't need this anymore. So that's how many copays, if you're on more than one, right there. And that's a routine benefit that people get, is getting off of these medications. I did want to show you what it looks like when you go to that link. So give me 1 second. I'm going to bring that up. Oh, I have the caps lock on. Bikini hyphen code boot hyphen camp. Okay. All right, so let me show you this, what it'll look like. So when you go here, Kieran Dunstan MD slash bikini hyphen code hyphen boot hyphen camp. And I'm going to put this in the chat so that you can see it, so that it's easier for you. Okay, so that's the link. So you can hear Mary's story here. Then there's lots of details about the program. It talks about all the modules, more information from people, the different modules that you'll have, what you'll get, the bonuses. So it goes through all that here, and Dr. Quebecca's giving an endorsement there. And then when you click here, it'll take you to the portal in the school. And you can choose your $9.97 all at once, or the 3 times $357, which will be now and in 30 days and in 60 days. So you pick that and then you'll buy now. It's a secure site. It goes through Stripe and sets it up automatically. We don't ever see your credit card information, so you don't have to worry about that. And then, like I said, the program will launch in 2 weeks. And so you will get all your supplements and everything before then, and we'll start rolling out materials next week, so you'll have them. So that's kind of what you will see when you go there. All right, let me go back to the share and let me put you back to the PowerPoint. And if you guys have other questions, I am happy to entertain them. Okay, so does sugar cause inflammation in the body? Yes, it does, Kathy. Sugar is highly inflammatory. So this is the analogy I like to give. If I were to take a sticky bun and stick it to your blouse, would it damage your blouse? Yes, right? Why? Because it has sugar that's been heated, or glucose, which is sugar. So sugar that has been heated, and sugar in your body is heated to body temperature, is very sticky, just like a sticky bun. And just like that sticky bun, the sugar would stick to the blouse, the glucose in your body that's been heated sticks to cells in your body. It sticks to your cells in your eyes, and that's why diabetics go blind. It sticks to the cells in your endovascular system, so your blood vessels. And that's why diabetics have higher rates of dementia, higher rates of heart attacks, higher rates of stroke, because they have so much sticky sugar. That's why they have kidney failure. That's why diabetics have foot amputations, because the blood vessels that go down into the feet are more often damaged. So sugar inflames all your cells. But guess what? You don't have to have a diagnosis of diabetes to have sugar inflaming your cells. If you are pre-diabetic or you are insulin resistant, you already have that. I like to say that, we doctors try and act like, we'll check your blood work 1 year and we'll say, oh, your sugar's a little elevated. We'll check it again next year, right? We don't do anything about it. And so basically what we're doing when we do that, or I should say I used to do, I don't do this anymore, but what is being done is they're just watching you walk down what I call the road to diabetes. And then 1 year when you come in and all of a sudden you have diabetes, they go, oh my God, Kathy, now you have diabetes. Oh my God, now we have to give you a medication. Now you got to stick your finger and you're going to be on it for the rest of your life. Well, that's not true, right? So if we had stopped you from walking down that road years ago when your sugar was above where it should have been, and over 85 is not normal for a fasting blood sugar, or let me say this, it's not optimal. If it's over 85, you got problems. So if we had done that and we had turned around and said, oh, we need to do something about this, like my program here, or there are lots of things we can do, then you didn't have to get, those people don't have to get diabetes. And you can completely reverse diabetes before you get to a certain point. So you have to have enough what are called islet cells in the pancreas left in order to be able to restore them. But once all your islet cells are gone, you can't make insulin. And once they're gone and dead, right now we don't have a way to bring them back to life. Maybe in the future with stem cells we will, but right now we don't. So yes, sugar causes major inflammation in the body. I hope that answered your question. Great questions, ladies. And what other questions do you have? I would love to answer them for you. Let me see. So let me see on some questions I've come up with. I've had some people say, well, I have gallbladder problems. Yes, you can do this program. I've had some people say, well, I'm on hormones. Yes, you can do this program. I've had people say, well, I'm already on thyroid medication. Yes, you can do this program. I've had people ask basically a lot about medication interactions, and these are all natural supplements that I give people. I don't give any drugs, and I don't give any hormone replacement. So everything is natural, nutraceuticals, so botanicals, which are plants, vitamins, minerals, herbs, all natural, highest quality, physician formulated supplements that I formulated. We've got supplement to help your thyroid function better. We've got my metabolic burner, which is my homeopathic drop that helps all your hormone system, your endocrine system function better and really programs you for increased metabolism. We've got a couple vitamins. So I have a super B vitamin, and then I have a multivitamin mineral. We've got MCT oil. I have a couple detox ones, one to help your liver to dump out the toxins, and then another to help your colon sweep them through. Those are vital to getting everything out. So really have a full complement. I also have a formulation that I give you that helps to balance your hormones so you don't have any cravings, which is awesome. People love that. I have people all the time take it even after the program. They say, I love this. It helps balance your neurotransmitters because that's where a lot of cravings for foods come from. It means your neurotransmitters are unbalanced. And so we've got to balance those out. And this is really, if you've been thinking, I just need something to jumpstart me, this is really the jumpstart that your body needs to say, hey, one, I care about you, I love you, and I'm going to give you what you need to get where you want to be, and start interrupting all the negative health spirals that you have been in for however long you've been in them, whether it's 3 months, 6 months, a year, 3 years, 10 years, it doesn't matter. This program doesn't know any bounds in terms of, it doesn't check before it works and says, oh, how long have you been this way? It does not matter. I don't care if it's been 20 years. It works when you start. It's just like no matter how dirty your house is, when you hire that team that come in and clean it up, it doesn't matter if it's been dirty. I've seen them take houses on HDTV that have been neglected for decades, and they make it look like a brand spanking new house. It's the same with your body. Your body wants your attention. It wants your love. And, this is part of a lot of what we talk about is how do you nurture yourself? How do you love yourself? How do you put yourself first on the list? Well, it starts by saying, yes, I'm willing. I don't know how, but I'm willing, and I'm willing to do and learn, and I'm willing to go with other women who struggle with this too, because you are not alone. I know right now you're sitting in your house by yourself on this webinar thinking, I feel so alone with this problem. I don't think anyone has suffered as much as you. And yes, you have your unique story, which is important to be heard. But you think that you're all alone in this. And probably as you go through your days, you think you're worrying about what's on your mind. How am I going to I can't lose the weight. I don't even have the energy to figure it out. I don't know who to trust. All those fears that we talked about. I have dedicated my life to this. And so I'm throwing out the life raft and you got to grab on. But that's what I love when we get on the calls together in a group and you look at these beautiful faces who are suffering just like you. And you're like, wow, I'm not alone. I never was alone. There are other people suffering, maybe in the details in their story. I always say that our verbs are the same, even though our nouns are different. And then you see, I'm not alone and I don't have anything to be ashamed or afraid of, and I can do this. And you start grabbing a hold of the love that's there for you from the other people and me and the whole group that we have. It's a beautiful thing, ladies. It is a beautiful, beautiful thing. And we do a lot of sharing on the call. I have different exercises that I take people through live that people are like, I've never had this from a doctor. No, you haven't, and you're not going to, because I'm a little different and a little extra. And I think that's why I had to go through the struggles I went through, is to be here now for you so that I can be here for people who are struggling the way I was. And most doctors haven't been there. They don't know what it's like. Oh, so Ty, you did the HCG program. So this is somewhat similar. I don't do HCG anymore. That's a hormone and it has a potential for some side effects. And it is similar in a lot of ways, different in some, but it is similar in a lot of ways. I don't think I had, when I did that, I didn't have the mindset piece in the office, and I've added supplements and tweaked some different things. So in a lot of ways it's similar, but it's different. It's way better, way better, but a lot of similarities. As I learn and evolve and grow, the program evolves and grows. And that's why really it's getting a rebrand, because it's not quite the same program anymore. But that's a great question. So I have kept you ladies long enough. It is 9:32. I did not intend to keep you this long. Your time is precious and valuable. I am going to let you go. If you do want to be one of the first 5 to sign up, I haven't looked to see if anyone's signed up yet because I don't have that up on my other computer. But if you do want to get that free consult, we need to do it before I get off live, which is going to happen in just a couple seconds. So you can go to that website and sign up. And I look forward to seeing you all in a couple weeks. And it's been my absolute pleasure to be here with you tonight. I hope you have gained some information that can help you, and that you find the answers that you're looking for. Many, many blessings. Thanks for being here.